YouTube, welcome back to another episode of Tez Talks, where we're going to be talking about finding yourself. I recently went through a transformational period in my life, and I would love to share with you guys the things that have worked for me, and hopefully with this information, you're going to be able to do the same for you, so you can really understand who you are and how to get to where you're trying to get to while staying true to who you are. All right, so it's your boy Dontez, Akram, and let's get into it. So let's go ahead and talk about how I was able to refine myself and some of the biggest tips that I could possibly give you guys to help you find yourself as well. Now, the reason I had to go back and find myself is because I realized there's different phases throughout your life, right? You know, my mom told me that there's a reason a person comes into your life and there's different seasons, right? And these people are going to come in and out of your life throughout different seasons of your life, right? But what I realized is that as a person and as a human, you're going to have different seasons within your life as you transform into the person who you're going to become in the next year, 2 years, 5 years, decade, right? But what I've realized is when you have big leaps or even big drawbacks, it changes a lot of your morale and who you are internally if you're not paying attention. And that's something that I fell victim to, and I can be transparent about it because I'm also human, and a lot of you are going to experience this as well. As you guys are watching my content, you guys are going to continuously see me evolve over a period of time, but it also comes from not just seeing what works but what doesn't work. And that's kind of what I had to go through. So there was a period of time for about a month or a month and a half where I just felt off, right? Like I didn't understand who I was. My foundation was completely rocky. And the thing that changed all of it were these 5 things. Okay, so I'm going to tell you all of them with the hopes that you guys can take an immense amount of value out of it and leave a like afterwards, right? So the very first thing that I did was I had to first realize that I was lost. And that's a hard thing for a lot of people to admit. Being able to say, look, if I want to find myself, it requires me admitting that at one point of time or right now, I am considered lost. Now, you may not be lost in your goals and all these things, but those things don't make you who you are. What you decide to do when no one else is looking and who you are and what you believe in your head, that's what makes you who you are. So I had to go through a small period of time where I redefined the things that I believed, because what I realized is that the things that I believed before were actually not as correct or just weren't things that I actually believed. And a lot of times your beliefs can be changed through what you consume through social media or through the network you hang around. So if you're around a bunch of people who believe this thing, right, if you're not mentally strong enough to say, no, this is what I believe and this is what you believe, it's easy for you to be persuaded into believing something that may not be true, right? So with this decision to say, all right, look, I'm lost at this period of time, the second thing I had to do was ask myself, why am I lost and how do I refine myself? And these are the things that I did, right? So once I realized that, all right, I need to go find myself again, I needed to look back and look at my foundation. All right, what was the things that is most true to me? And that's number one, keeping God first, keeping the law first, right? So if you guys know me, you know I'm Muslim, right? But praying 5 times a day was something that I wasn't consistently doing. And a lot of you probably understand this, regardless of your religion, if you're not really on your path and focused on the things that you're supposed to be doing religiously, it can rock your entire foundation because you're not doing the things that you're accustomed to doing, which is praying, right? So for me, I grew up praying. I grew up, learning more about the religion. And when I realized I wasn't doing it at all, and I was actually doing everything that was the opposite of what my religion told me to do, I realized a big part about myself was that I haven't had a really close connection with the man above, right? So that was one of the first things that I did. The second thing that I did was I realized that I needed to start going to the gym. And as simple as it sounds, man, I can tell y'all the honest to God truth when it comes to finding yourself is that the gym is going to be your best partner. Not your boyfriend, not your girlfriend, not the person you lay in bed with, or your mom or your dad, none of them. Being able to have time with self, to understand yourself, to understand your emotions, to be able to relieve yourself of those emotions. It is natural to be human and to have these emotions. However, to consume the emotions and to let them sit on you, right, over a period of time, it can weigh a lot on you. So what I would recommend is that, and this is what worked for me, is that going to the gym consistently and constantly challenging myself within the gym, regardless of my level of enthusiasm, regardless of my level of motivation. It's the discipline that mattered. It was the fact that I was waking up and I was going to the gym, and that actually helped me with my mentality. So when I realized that my mental was completely off, then I looked at, okay, well, I wasn't praying and now I wasn't going to the gym. Those were the 2 biggest things personally that I felt like was probably the most important things that I could probably change immediately with just a couple couple decisions, and I would probably be feeling a little bit better. Okay. The third thing that I would say that really helped me find myself, and that could probably help you as well, is understand what you consume. Right? You may be consuming all the wrong media. So I want to say shout out to my brother Justin Phillips. He told me this game and this gem right here, and I really took it to heart. He says a lot of times there's times where me personally may look for other people's opinions as though I am valuing their opinions more than I value my own. And a lot of times it's best for you to be to yourself and not be in all the different group chats and in all the different mentorship groups and all these different things, because it takes time for you to find your own path of greatness. And for me, that really clicked for me, because it was like I was around a lot of people doing great things, but it's easy for a person to compare themselves to somebody else. Like, everybody's running their own path, right? We're all on a different marathon. You may have started on lane 1, and I may have started on lane 4. We may have started at different times, different days, different years. We may have a lap in or 2 in on me, right? There's different things that factor into why somebody is where they are, but to compare your page 17 to somebody else's page 56, that's not fair to you. And that's something that I had to realize, is that I was chasing these higher levels and these higher goals, but I wasn't remembering why I was doing it in the first place. I was making sure that my family was good. I was making sure that I was giving more value than I could possibly ever think of. And when those things got away from me, because I just wanted to grow the business, I wanted to make more money, I wanted to have more following, when I started realizing that those things were actually evil to me, I went back to my foundation, which is something I wrote down in my notes, which was value first, serve people first. And that's the reason I even made a YouTube channel. That's the reason I started giving game on clothing brands and AI, to just give people the game, be a person who serves others first. Because what I've realized is, if I can give you a crazy amount of information and game and you change your life, it doesn't change anything about me. But I just wanted to plant a seed in you. And now that you went out and you watered it on your own, you may be able to say, yo, Tez, I really appreciate you when you see me in person. And that's what fulfills me inside. And that will be the fourth thing that I will say, is understanding what's actually fulfilling. Drinking, being lit, that wasn't fulfilling to me. Making sure my family was cool, making sure my daughter was having fun, making sure that my mom was good, making sure that my mental health was good. Those are the things that fulfilled me. And then the fifth thing that I would say to you guys, the fifth tip of finding yourself, and this is probably one of the most important ones, right? Just really understanding yourself. Like, what are the things that you like and what are the things you don't like? And getting back to the space where you can truly challenge yourself without comparing to others. Because here's the thing, I heard this from a friend on social media. He was making a video and he said something very powerful. He said, we only base what we can achieve off of who we hang around, when we should be basing it off of our potential. And when you understand that your potential is unlimited, then there's no cap to the things that you can do. So somebody making $10,000 a month may not be a lot of money, because your potential and where you know you can get to is $1 million a month or even more. So understand yourself. Take a step back from social media. Here's the quick fixes, okay? Debrief from social media. Turn it off. Log out for a little bit, right? If you're going to make content, if you're a content creator, if you're a person who posts consistently, schedule them out or have an assistant do it. Okay? Very easy fix. Number 2, make a prayer right now, regardless of religion, right? Number 3, go to the gym today, tonight, whenever you're watching this. Go to the gym. Go work out for an hour, right? Afterwards, go drink some water. Go take a cold shower, right? Go the next day, go have a self-care day. Go get your hair cut, go get your hair done, go get your nails done, right? Ladies, whatever you need to do to make sure you go back to feeling sane in yourself and make sure you look good. When you go back to doing these things, it's going to be easier for you to go back to your foundation. Your foundation is when you feel good and look good, and you believe everything that you're thinking, because it is actually good things that you're thinking. So in order to find yourself again, you got to go out and do these things, right? Go to the gym, go pray, go make sure you take care of yourself. And when you do these things, it's going to be a lot easier for you to find yourself on a path where you're going down a route or a direction where it best fits you. It doesn't matter where everybody else is going or their destination. It really does not matter. And if I could give you guys a 6th tip, I would say just learn how to not give a fuck. The ability and the art of not giving a fuck is a very, very powerful skill and trait to obtain. But until you understand that, it's going to be hard for you to look at what other people have and just say, that's really dope and I'm really happy for them, but I have my own mission, I have my own thing that I need to do. So what I would recommend for you guys to do is to go back and do all 5 of these things right here. And even number 6 for sure. Learn how to not give a fuck. It doesn't matter what anybody else is producing. It doesn't matter what car this person is driving. It doesn't matter how much money they're posting on social media or what type of house they just pulled up at. It does not matter because it has nothing to do with you. In order to find yourself, you have to be selfish, and it's okay to be selfish. So it's your boy Dontez, Akram. Make sure you guys hit the subscribe button. Make sure you turn on that notification bell and leave a like down below. Also, what's another thing that you guys have been able to do to help refine yourself or recenter yourself after a period of time where you realize things were just a little bit shaky and your foundation just wasn't how you wanted it to be? Let me know in the comments down below, and make sure you guys stay tuned for the next YouTube video. We post every Tuesday and Thursday, twice a week. So make sure you guys hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in the next Tez Talks. Peace.